Welcome to Lessons Across Species. I was at an AVMA conference a few weeks ago, and I was sitting in a continuing education lecture, and one sentence stopped me. The speaker was Dr. Petra Sirnia, a feline medicine specialist, and she said something I was not expecting. She said we should never call a cat aggressive. And my first thought was, I'm sorry, what? Because I have met cats who very much wanted to take me apart. Cats who come out of the carrier already flattened, hissing, swatting, lunging, aiming for every exposed body part. In that moment, aggressive feels like exactly the right word. It keeps my team safe, it keeps me safe. But then she reframed it. She said, cats act like this because they do not feel safe. And I had this immediate, slightly uncomfortable reaction. Wait, I've been feeling unsafe lately myself. A lot, actually. Does that make me aggressive? Well, sometimes probably yes. I'm a veterinarian and I am supposed to be the calm one in the room. I'm supposed to read behavior and not exhibit it. But sitting in that lecture hall, physically safe, surrounded by my colleagues, I realized my nervous system was not entirely convinced. The world feels a little bit unstable right now. The political noise, the collective anxiety seems to have moved everyone off of their baseline a bit. The low grade hum of people who are tired and scared and not sure what's coming next. I live in that world too, and I absorb it just like you. And sometimes without realizing it, I react from it. That is not aggression. That is a response to feeling unsafe. Dr. Sirnia gave me the language for something I had been living but not naming. Then I thought about my cat, Kiwi. Kiwi is 12 years old. I have lived with her for 12 years. I have 30 years of veterinary experience across more species than most people know exist. And every single morning, Kiwi defeats me. Here's how it goes. I'm getting ready for work, and then I hear her. It's not a walk, it's a trot. Trots in. There's a particular spring in her step, almost theatrical, like she has somewhere important to be, and she has decided the place is my bathroom. She comes towards me with what I can only describe as intent. If I pet her, we are fine for exactly 2 to 4 pets. After that, she may bite me. If I do not pet her at all, she will also bite me. The window is very narrow and the rules are completely unclear. And after 12 years, I have not cracked the code. I get it right maybe half the time. She's a tortoiseshell. If you know, you know. I have always called this Kiwi being particular or opinionated, or my favorite word is spicy. But sitting in that lecture, I thought about it differently. Maybe Kiwi she just doesn't feel safe. And that really stopped me because how? She's lived in her home her entire life. She's fed, played with, loved. She has more soft places to sleep than most humans have square footage. But here is what I had to sit with. Safety is not always the same as care. Maybe being touched past her limit does not feel safe. Maybe mornings feel unpredictable in ways I cannot see. Maybe there's a cue I've been missing and it's not behavior at all. Maybe it's sensory, internal, something happening in her body. I will never fully know. 12 years, 30 years of experience, and Kiwi is still teaching me something. Then my mind went to clients. When someone leaves a 1-star review because they feel their veterinarian did not make their pet better, that behavior is not always cruelty. Their pet was sick, They did not have answers. They were scared about money, prognosis, whether they'd missed something. They felt powerless. So they reached for the nearest form of control. They felt unsafe. Then the veterinarian reads that review and feels unsafe too. Now, the client is unsafe, the pet's unsafe, the veterinarian is unsafe, and everyone is reacting from that place. Sounds dramatic until you think about how fast it happens. Here's the pattern I can't stop thinking about since that lecture. Behavior is communication, and negative behavior is often communication from a body that does not feel safe. That does not mean behavior cannot cause harm. A cat bite matters. An angry email can hurt a team that tried really hard. We still need boundaries. We still need accountability. But the label matters because the label shapes what we do next. If I call a cat aggressive, I have made that cat the problem. If I call a cat unsafe, my next question changes entirely. What made this feel unsafe? That question opens a door. It makes me look at the carrier, the car ride, the smell of the hospital, the dog barking in the lobby, the cold exam table, the previous bad experience. By the time that cat reaches my exam room, I am meeting the end of the story, not the beginning. So I want to change the language in my hospitals. Not, this cat is aggressive. Instead, this cat does not feel safe yet. The one word gives us work to do. Can we make the carrier part of daily life instead of a warning sign? Can we use pheromones, quieter rooms, pre-visit medication, slower handling? Can we ask what this cat's best day looks like and build the appointment around that? For some cats, a best day is probably just quiet, predictable, familiar, no surprises, no forced touching. For some people, a best day may not look so different. I went to that conference expecting clinical information, and I got it. But I also brought home one sentence I cannot stop thinking about, and that's cats act like this because they do not feel safe. Maybe humans do too. So the next time a cat hisses, or a dog growls, or a client snaps, or I catch myself reacting in a world that feels increasingly unsteady, I want to pause before I reach for a label. Not because the behavior does not matter, because the name I give it will determine whether I look for the problem or I become one. And Kiwi will be in my bathroom tomorrow morning, trotting in with that spring in her step, giving me exactly 2 to 4 pets to get it right. I'll probably still get it wrong. But at least now I know she's not aggressive. She just doesn't feel safe. Neither do I some mornings. Maybe that's the whole point. If you have a Kiwi in your life, I want to hear about it in the comments. And if this made you think differently about behavior you may be mislabeling, subscribe for more. New essays every week on Substack. The link is below.